A solar wind is a stream of charged particles, primarily electrons and photons, coming from the sun outward through the solar system at speeds of 900 meters a second. They can get up to temperatures around 1 million degrees Celsius, and they're made of plasma. Sometimes the solar winds come in a large burst, and we call those coronal mass ejections. They take about 3 to 4 days to get to Earth, and when they do, they affect Earth by changing the shape of the magnetic field. Sometimes astronauts in the ISS say they see it by flashes of light in their eyes.
Solar winds carry radiation from the sun to the Earth. This contains charged particles and magnetic clouds that can harm the Earth and us life on it. The reason why we don't get affected by it, though, is of course because of the atmosphere and the magnetic field created by Earth. This magnetic field will make the winds go around the Earth so that it does not harm us or enter the Earth. Places like the moon, though, they don't have an atmosphere or magnetic field, so they get the full blunt of the force from the solar winds. Also, places like Mercury, they have an atmosphere, but since they're so close, CMEs are too strong for the magnetic fields to force around like we do on Earth, and so they do also get the full blunt sometimes of these radiative winds. Also, that's why there's a factor of living in space in other places like the moon that are very dangerous, because once you're out in space, you have no protection. This protection that we get from Earth, we do not have when we're in space inside like space station, or if we had a station on the moon.
The solar wind Dow-Draft Tower is the first hybrid solar wind renewable energy technology in the market. The structure is comprised of a tall hollow cylinder with a water injection system near the top and wind tunnels containing turbines near the bottom. To start, a series of pumps deliver water to the tower's injection system at the top, where a fine mist is cast across the entire opening. The water introduced by the injection system then evaporates and is absorbed by the hot air, which has been heated by the solar rays of the sun. As a result, the air becomes cooler, denser, and heavier than the outside warmer air, and falls through the cylinder at a speed of 50 miles per hour or more. The air is then diverted into the wind tunnels surrounding the base of the tower, where turbines inside the tunnels power generates to produce electricity. So here are a few benefits of using the solar wind Dow-Draft Tower, and this includes that it's clean, which it uses benevolent, non-toxic natural elements to generate electricity. It's consistent, and cost-effective. It's capable of operating and producing energy 24/7. It's superior and outperforms solar collectors, which only produce electricity when the sun is shining, or wind turbines, which only produce electricity when the wind is blowing. It's sustainable and is able to operate with virtually no carbon footprint, fuel consumption, or waste production, and it's green. It's able to generate electricity without damaging effects caused by using fossil fuels, nuclear fuels, and other alternatives to power sources.